Today we're making my Texas hash. All right, while we're browning our ground beef, I am going to put in my onions and pepper. This is one of Amy's favorite things that I make. She loves this stuff. It's really easy. You put the rice in raw. You don't have to cook your rice before you make this dish, which is really nice. And it's just really good. We love it. All right, looking good. And everything you see here, of course, is available on our website. I urge you to go through there and go through our shop kitchen links and purchase something if you need it. You should be able to find everything on there that you see me cook with. So we're going to let this continue to cook a minute. And I'll show you what's going to go in here real quick. We're going to be using a can of diced tomatoes, a can of kidney beans, chili powder, some beef bouillon, and some water, and some rice. I'm going to go ahead and open these cans real quick with my little handy dandy can opener. But we are going to drain some of this fat out of here. So I'm going to start piling it up on one side and letting it come to one side of the skillet, and we're going to get some paper towels and some tongs and get rid of it. So I just take paper towels. Remember not to put this down your drain. It is not septic tank friendly. And then once you do that, you can kind of tilt it a little bit, and then more of that will come into the paper towel. You can flip it over as well. There comes some around the bottom. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit in your hash, but you don't want a lot. And I just put this in the trash can. There we go. Now then, we'll start adding our stuff. Got a can of kidney beans, juice and all. Can of diced tomatoes. You can use petite, but these are not petite. It's up to you. You got a cup and a half of water, and it tells you to use a Knorr bouillon, so I'm going to use a tablespoon of granules. All right, we're going to add a tablespoon of chili powder. The recipe tells you to bake this in the oven, but I'm going to simmer it in this brazier with the lid on in the back of the stove and not put it in the oven. And then we'll add cheese to it towards the end. Now you can bake it in the oven if you want to. You're going to use a whole cup of rice, and it's uncooked. And now we're going to mix up our bouillon and water and pour it into there. We got a little bit of liquid in the beans, which helps. You can tell there's already some liquid in the pot. And now we're going to stir it up good. You want to get that rice mixed in there good. Because really, the rice is the only thing that has to get done. And rice should be simmered. If we're simmering it on the stovetop, it's going to be quicker because it only takes rice about 20 minutes to cook. If you bake it in the oven, it just takes a lot longer because it takes a long time for the casserole to come up to a temperature. And that's why it takes so long to bake something. So if you want to speed up a casserole and you got a nonstick pan like this, instead of putting the cheese in so that it won't stick to the pan, you can just cook it on a simmer low and then add your cheese at the end. And that's what we're going to do. I forgot to add the salt and pepper. So I did bring it to a boil. We're going to add a teaspoon of black pepper. And it says 2 teaspoons of salt, but because I used a tablespoon of bouillon, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon. And then if I need to add salt once I taste it, I will. It's always better to put less than too much, because if you put less, you can always add some. And I'm going to stir this one more time. Since I added that, get the lid on it. Just try to make sure you don't have a bunch of rice in one spot. Okay, that's all there is to it. Okie dokie, y'all, it is ready. It sat back there and simmered for about close to 30 minutes. And so we're going to take cheese and we're going to add our cheese to it. And you can just, if you're cooking it like this, you can add the cheese to it, put the lid on it, let the cheese melt, and then scoop some out. It'll only take a second. All right, so we're going to put the lid back on it. You can keep it on a simmer, the lowest setting, let that cheese melt, and then we're going to dip us out some and eat it. Simple, easy dinner. All right, it's ready. So the cheese has melted. It looks yummy. We're just going to scoop us out some. Cheesy good. Now, kids love this. So this is something good to make for your grandkids, or if you've got a big family. It stretches the ground beef a long way because of the rice. So I used about £1 pound of ground beef instead of £1.5 pounds. If you're stretching your dollars right now, you can do that. Get more bang for your buck. The kids will never know. It's so good. It's so yummy and cheesy, and it's got the perfect amount of chili powder in it. It is really delicious. Everybody's going to love it. And it's great leftover as well. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my Texas hash. This is something my granny, when the kids were little bitty, she said, Tammy, you need to make this for your kids. And I said, okay, Granny. So if you're looking for something to feed the family, this is a good one. We'll see you next time on Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like our mamas and grannies did. Bye, y'all. We love ya.